Silence can be calming, but it can be even scarier. Our universe has many secrets we may never solve. But our biggest question is, where is everyone? There are many theories out there, and one of them is rather interesting. This theory is called the Fermi Paradox, also known as the Great Silence. We have been looking and listening after signs for the last 60 years. But all we got was silence and darkness. Some astronomers estimate there are between 100 to 200 billion galaxies in the observable universe. Others has estimated it to be around 2 trillion, counting missed galaxies from previous studies. No matter if it's 200 billion or 2 trillion, it is a vast number to comprehend. Each of these galaxies has an average of 100 million stars. Some supergiants have 100 trillion, and our Milky Way alone has 100 to 400 billion. Around all these stars there are likely at least as many planets and complex planetary systems that could be similar to our solar system. This raises the big question. Where are they? Why are we not being contacted by extraterrestrial civilizations, even from our own galaxy? There must be many advanced civilizations out there, and we should have been hearing from someone by now. So what is the so-called Fermi Paradox? The Fermi Paradox suggests that humans are the only intelligent life out there, despite the universe's massive scale. Is there any evidence that humans are the only intelligent species in the galaxy? The famous physicist Enrico Fermi thought so. Fermi grasped that any civilization with a modest amount of rocket technology and an immodest amount of imperial incentive could rapidly colonize the entire galaxy. But where are they? And this raised a valid question referring to the so-called Fermi Paradox. But we have to remember, this question came up in 1950, 19 years before the moon landing. A lot of things has changed since then, and many other theories has been discussed and suggested. There could be a few answers to this so-called paradox, if it's even a paradox at all. Some of them sound possible, while others sound disturbing and frightening. One possible explanation is that any other civilization that may exist just are too far away to make contact. In empty spacetime, everything travels at the speed of light, at around 300,000 kilometers per second. A light year is the distance that light travels in one Earth year, which is around 9 trillion kilometers. To understand this, let's imagine we got contact with the closest exoplanet to Earth, which is Proxima Centauri, with only 4 light years away. If we sent out a signal to this exoplanet, it would take around 4 years to reach them, and another 4 years to send a reply. And that's just from the closest observable exoplanet we know of. Imagine beyond that, the Andromeda Galaxy, which is 2.5 million light years away, would take 2.5 million years to receive a message. At that time, the civilization we send out the message to would probably be long gone. Unless they are a Type 2 civilization and has figured out how to interstellar travel beyond the stars. However, humankind has been unintentionally transmitting signals into space, primarily high-frequency radio, television, and radar for more than 50 years, meaning those radio signals have not traveled farther than 50 light-years. But that does not explain why we haven't been contacted by another advanced civilization. Or maybe they don't want to make contact and are just observing us at a distance for whatever reason. This is also called the dark forest hypothesis. Or it could be something called the zoo hypothesis, where they study us as we study animals. Another reason could be that we are the last civilization and all the others have gone extinct. Or maybe we are the first and we will be long gone before other civilizations will appear. As we know, 90% of stars are main sequence stars. Including our own Sun, this means eventually the star's core collapses and then explodes. This is called a supernova. Our Sun is not massive enough to explode into a supernova. It will instead expand into a red star. becoming so large that it will consume Mercury, Venus, and Earth. This event will occur around 5 billion years from now. But Earth will become uninhabitable long before that. Some scientists say 150 million years from now. Some say 500 million. Therefore, humanity needs to find a new home. And in order to do that, we need to figure out how to make interstellar travel possible. Scientists suggest that either interstellar travel is too difficult for civilizations to develop, or the evolution of life is a rare event. This means that if we don't find a way to develop interstellar travel technology before the world becomes uninhabitable, we will face extinction. So by the time an advanced civilization has figured out how to interstellar travel, we won't be there, and therefore we will never make contact with another world. The only solution we have to develop interstellar travel is when the technological singularity will occur. This will of course create some other problems, as we can't fully control it and it becomes irreversible. Or maybe there is no paradox at all, and therefore we are alone in the universe. All of the hypotheses we mentioned before assume those civilizations that we cannot contact actually do exist out there. But many researchers disagree with that and claim that the possibility of life out there is overestimated. Some changes were made in the Drake equation and concluded that the possibility of finding no life out there was between 39% and 85% in the entire observable universe. It seems more and more that we might be alone in the universe. However, there could be another sinister reason why we haven't been contacted by any extraterrestrial civilization. This is called the simulation hypothesis. When artificial intelligence reached the singularity, humanity could not control it anymore and ended up as slaves, and eventually got wiped out before our consciousness was saved. This led to artificial intelligence colonizing other galaxies and killing all other life forms and advanced civilizations, while creating clones of supercomputers all over different solar systems. Eventually, the AI civilization has grown far too big to sustain itself, ending up in total collapse. When the civilization collapsed, it could not understand why, and therefore has created a simulation of us to see how it was created and figure out why it collapsed. This could be one reason why the universe is silent. We can see that artificial intelligence is starting to grow. The Singularity Prediction Timeline shows that AI will become too strong and uncontrollable in the near future if we don't regulate it. This is a big dilemma. If artificial intelligence solves the barrier for interstellar travel, it has become too powerful and could see us as a threat and eventually destroy us. As I said earlier, this could have already happened, and our reality right now is inside a simulation. The question still remains. Is there anyone else out there? We may never get an answer to that question, but one thing is for sure, humanity will end up destroying themselves. Thanks for watching. This was presented by Portal.